What's up, Rob? Just waiting on Reg to log in.
Okay, buddy, can you see me?
Yeah.
All right, I finally figured that out, man. I'm not good with that technology.
You and me both, man.
Yeah.
I did this one other time, like this. It worked pretty well.
Yeah, man. I've done it on Facebook before. I've never done this on Instagram.
But these videos, man, I can just take them right off of there and put them wherever I want. So I like how they got the Instagram thing, man.
Okay, yeah, that's cool then. Yeah, let's do it. How long you been doing this podcast?
We started in January, and this is the This is the 32nd episode, man. We getting
Okay.
Google feedback and everybody been supporting it. We had Marlene came through, Jericho came through. And we've
Okay.
been the whole Houston just about, you know. So I said, man,
Yeah,
let me get.
I'm happy with Jericho, man. I'm glad Jericho got with Ronnie Shields, man. That was a good. I mean, that was cool, man.
Yeah, did you see that last fight?
No, I didn't see it.
I seen it.
I heard he looked
Somebody
totally
went live.
different. He was good.
Somebody went live at the fight because I wasn't there. Somebody went live, man. I tell you, man, he showed his ass, bro. He didn't lose a round, man. 8 rounds. He
I
looked
know.
good.
Well, I talked to a couple of people. They say you can tell him getting with Ronnie Shields, he was a totally different fighter. So, you know, them youngsters, man, they just got to stay focused, man. Ugh. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, them youngsters got to, you know, they man, it's, you know, so much stuff going on. They not focused, man.
Well, I think it's people, man. I think it's people got him real busy, and that's been nothing
Yeah,
but good for him.
that's right.
And he stays.
Yeah,
I know he's training a few fighters over there at Savannah. So
right. That's right.
you know,
Yeah.
if he ain't training the fight, he's training somebody else, and that's been working out for him, man. He's been looking good.
Yeah, that's good, man. What
That
about
last one,
what
that
about your
last
guy?
guy he
You
fought,
should
say it again.
go ahead. Now this thing a little slow. Go ahead.
Uh, that last guy he fought for that ABF title, man, that guy had 40 plus fights, man. So that was somebody he was in the ring with, man, and he completely shut him down, man.
Yeah,
Jericho.
Jericho, I always, you know, he used to be with us when he first started, but I know, when me and my partner Bobby had the gym and we was promoting fights, and I knew Jericho was talented. He had a nice story behind him. I know you heard about his dad. I
Oh
think
yeah.
all that stuff, man. And I mean, it was just you know, a lot of talent, man. But just them youngsters just gotta. They got to give it the right people, man. Get up under somebody that they'll listen to and respect.
Well,
Because
you know how hard it is when they ain't making no money, man, and trying to stick to it. You know, boxing that ain't no money to is money. So it's hard to keep
that's
them
right.
kids in. It's hard to keep them in the gym believing, you know. But I think they taking care of them over there, man, and like I said, they keeping them busy and they it's working out. You know, I look for some good things here shortly. But yeah,
How's
man.
things working out for you still training Randall?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
How's that working out?
He's fighting tonight. Well, this evening in Colombia. I had a problem with my passport, so I couldn't get out there. So he's gonna fight tonight. That's gonna be his 5th fight, and then we'll come back and hopefully we can get on this either El Tigre or next fight. But we penciled in for October 4th at the Arena Theater for Charlo.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that was our last fight was for Charlo in Vegas. So we're gonna fight here local at the Arena Theater, and then they talking about December back in Vegas. So we busy, man. Just ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. It's still the same position.
Hey, that's good. Hey, I got a problem with my passport too. I'm gonna get with you, and I know a guy. That's what he do. He pretty much specialize on in taking care of your business with your passport. So I'm gonna
I
get
need
with you
that.
on that.
I need that
I got.
because too happy about going without me. But you know, it was it's a fight that he could go take and win and come on back. You know, he was competing at the USA. I wasn't with him when he was fighting international, so he'd be all right,
Oh
man.
yeah. Oh yeah. He'll be all right. Yeah. I think
Yeah, man,
man, Randall always he got a lot of potential.
yeah, man, we still doing this thing on our own, man. So
Yeah, that's all right there, man. I love it, man. I like to see these young guys, and that's why I'm working with a group in Minnesota trying to put the business structure for boxing, man. It's time for boxing to have a union pension and all that stuff like the NFL, some business structure, man, because it's just too much money generated for these fighters not to end up having money, being better taken care of, because, we're the core of the sport. So, I mean, how you going to say you love boxing, but you don't even take care of the core of it, which is the boxers?
It's crazy.
It don't make no sense. Yeah, it don't make sense.
I believe last time we talked, we was talking about that, and then you was talking to somebody at the Zone. How did that pan out? Anything come of that or what?
Yeah, well, the thing with the Zone, I didn't make it to New York, and the guy that I know whose daughter works for them, he got into some legal troubles. He's locked up now, so I didn't even get a chance to go to New York. Yeah. And he's a good guy. He was with Evander Holyfield. He was working with Holyfield. That's how I met him, with Holyfield.
Right.
He had some legal issues on some other stuff, and this other fighter, this other guy who had that undefeated fighter called me and told me that they had locked him up. But I mean, I know he had an ongoing case, but he got locked up. So, but I'm still trying to reach the Zone.
Right.
Yeah.
Show love, man. Yeah, man, I wanted to get you in there. I know you was trying to come in there for me a couple months ago, man. I said, when you said, can you call? I said, hell, we could do this IG thing.
Yeah. Yeah, this cool, man. It's just a lot of stuff going on, man. I got everybody have their issues, family issues, business issues. You just got, you just find a way to work it out. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. You still talking to them boys in Minnesota then, huh? With that union?
Yeah. I've been with them we've been working together for almost a year. It's been about 9-10 months.
Y'all making any leeway or what? Where y'all at with it now?
Yeah. Hey, right now we trying to, what we doing now, we raising money. We getting ready to do like a deal where we bring all these boxing related people and fighters together in the same room. That's what we're getting ready to do. We got working with a Ring 10. You know about Ring 10, right?
No. What is that?
Yeah, Ring 10. Ring 10 is a group in New York, and what they do, they take care of Gerald McCullough. They take care of they was helping Pernell Whitaker, Iran Barkley. They raise money. They got a big event coming up next month or this month on the 29th in New York. And I don't know if I'm gonna make it because I never been to one. I might try to make that one because I never been to one. But they raise money and they help fighters.
Nah, man, I didn't know that. I need to get the information and stuff so I can share it on the social media.
Yeah. And it's gonna be a whole bunch of fighters there. You remember Michael Nunn, huh?
Absolutely, that's one of my favorites, man.
Yeah. See, I was supposed to fight Michael Nunn. He fought James Toney. Got another bye because I was the #1 by two of the sanctioning bodies and #2 by the WBA. And he fought Toney, and Toney beat him, and that's why Toney had to fight me right out the gate.
I didn't realize that was all about the same time. Huh? But
Michael Nunn, I was the mandatory. Huh?
He was shining on Toney to the last, what it was, the 11 or 12 for Toney card?
11 round.
That happened in his backyard too, right?
Huh?
Michael Nunn, they brought that fight back to, where was he from? Iowa or something?
Yeah. He's from he's from Iowa.
And they put that big fight on with him and Toney, and he was walking Toney right up until Toney caught him.
Yeah. I mean that fight was I think he was edging Toney, but it was still a competitive fight, and Toney ended up catching him.
Toney was putting up he was in the fight, but I'm saying that Nunn was set up. They was trying to set him up as the next Ray Leonard.
That's right.
Southpaw Ray Leonard. I believe he was with
He's with the Goosen.
Goosen.
Yeah. I used to be with them too. After him, I got with the Goosens for a little while too. Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah. It was all right, but man, you know, once again, all those promoters operate the same. They just like lawyers, man. They sign paperwork to do what's in your best interest, but they're gonna always do what's in their best interest first and foremost. And they really, man, they control and they rob fighters. So,
did you change your training team, or they just promoted you, that Team Goose?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. And a guy told me this. He said, Reggie, it's amazing that you did what you did in boxing because you went against the grain. Like even with Don King, I took him to court. I took Murad Muhammad to court. I had a problem with the Goosens. I got out that contract, and I set out a couple of contracts. Think about it, man. I had 52 pro fights. Really, I should have had about 100 pro fights if I would have been busy, you know, like But I set out contracts and did all that. So. You just,
you won, not to change the subject, but you won your first title with that Steve Collins, right? Uh-oh, connection issue. You got me?
Yeah, I got it. I lost you for a minute. Go ahead.
I think I'm sitting still. You moving. I guess it's patching out. But
yeah. Go ahead.
I say you won that. WB. Was it WBA with Steve Collins, the first world title?
Yeah, but yeah. That's after I fought Tony. See, I really beat James Toney. And
I remember that fight.
Hey, check this out. After I fought James Toney, when I got back home, I was living in California, Long Beach, and I watched that fight, and then I saw, now this is not on YouTube, the fight that was on ABC, it came back from a commercial, and I saw Bob Arum leaning over, talking to the judge. I'll never forget her name, Patricia German. She the one had me she had me 4 points behind going in the last round. But I saw when that thing came from commercial, I saw Bob Arum talking to her. So I called the management team, the people that I was with, and they said, oh, no, we don't want to challenge that. We're going to get a rematch, this and that. But check this out. About 4 months ago, I watched that whole fight again with me and James Toney, and you can go watch this and look at this here. In the second round, when I knocked James Toney down, you can see Patricia German, the judge. She hit the thing like this. When I knocked Toney down, she did like this. And she was looking at me like, go look at it. Go look at it. She got upset when I knocked him down.
She had one of the most steak dinners for the fight, huh?
She got more than a steak. She probably got some money too.
Yeah. Damn, I remember that fight. I remember thinking he won that fight. That Tony, man, he was a crafty dude, bro.
Yeah. But you know what you got to understand also, that was my first world title fight, and that was James Toney's second.
Right.
When we fought, he had just beaten Nunn, and that was my, yeah.
Man, that's crazy, man. That was a huge upset. Would you say that was a huge upset, Nunn and Tony? Because if I remember right, Nunn was picked to win. He was supposed to win.
Yeah. That was a big upset. Yeah, man. And
you was right in there after. You was right in there. I was wondering why Nunn didn't have a rematch with Tony, man. I guess he was mandatory, huh?
I was mandatory. As a matter of fact, Michael Nunn and them had supposed to been and fought me, but they kept ducking me politically wise. And he fought Tony, and that's why, think about it, when I fought James Toney, after he fought Nunn, it was 6-7 weeks later, he fought me. Because I had been, I was the mandatory. He had to fight me.
Couldn't get away from it.
Yeah, and let me tell you something else. Now you say you wonder why come that fight never happened again between Tony and Michael Nunn?
Yeah.
Think about the rematch with me and Tony. My name never came up. Whenever they talked about fighting or interview, they didn't say Reggie Johnson.
No.
They never brought my name up. Because they know James Tony could. I had James Tony's number.
Well, you could fight. You was left-handed. Who want? No, nobody want that problem. If they can avoid it.
Hey! Have you seen that video? I just put it back up there not too long ago when me and James Tony. It was in 2017. We reunited. We hadn't seen each other since we fought, and we was at the International Boxing Hall of Fame. And John Scully said, "Huh?
Canastota, New York."
Yeah, Canastota. Yeah. John Scully set it up, and me and Tony reunited. It's on my page right now. Go look on that page. No. But you know when you can just tell the way a person welcome you or respond to you, and I can just tell Tony he didn't win that fight. And I remember. Check this out, but I mean, man, we had a lot of fun though, and it was good. Reunited, and then the next year, 2018, me, him, and what's the other boy named? Antonio Tarver. We always there, and him and Tony did a video that was real funny, and they tried to get me to get in. I said, no, y'all two do it, because they was going back and forth. They would have fought each other. Yeah.
And they was arguing about who was better. Yeah.
Yeah, I was right there. I was there too. I was right there, but I wouldn't get in the video with him. I said, no, y'all do it, man. I don't want to be a part of this. Y'all do it. It was funny.
You fought Tarver too, right at the end, huh?
Yeah, I really should have beat Tarver, man. But, I got my, I don't want to take nothing from him because, in the third round, I got my eardrum busted and I had to change my whole style of fighting. If you go back and watch that fight, my balance, equilibrium was off. But I had Tony down. I mean, I had Tarver down too.
Damn.
Yeah, I had him down too, man. And then with the Roy Jones fight, Roy Jones is the only guy that they got an article that's been out that said is Roy Jones the only guy that ever beat Reggie Johnson. I'm gonna send you that article.
I was at that fight, man. We had a guy that was at the Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum or Mississippi Casino.
Yeah. Biloxi, Mississippi. That's right.
I had somebody way down on the card, man. I was there that night, man. I seen that fight.
Oh, you was? Okay, yeah. Man.
He used to fight. He used to fight right there on that Gulf Coast because it's so close. It was like hometown over there in Florida.
Yeah, but that fight was supposed to have been in Las Vegas, and then because we did a press conference in New York. And I got upset with Murad Muhammad and them because they moved the fight. I'm like, man, this is a Vegas fight. This is a unification. All the belts. Yeah. Why would you? But I'm gonna tell you why they moved that fight. You know why they moved that fight?
What's that?
Think about it. It was in Vegas, and then they moved it to Mississippi. But they moved it because Roy was on that stuff, man.
Nobody don't like that shit when I tell them that, man. But he was pitched on that shit, man.
Well, not only him, a whole bunch of fighters that was on that juice, man.
I believe it was when he fought that what was that policeman's name he fought? He was
man, yeah, I met that guy because he's at the press conference when I was there in New York we was at Nike's headquarters. They did the press conference there in New York with me and Roy. And that guy was that guy who, when he walked in, he introduced himself to him, the police officer he fought. That guy, man, Roy should have been fighting that guy. That guy,
he had a bunch of those. He had a bunch of those.
How the hell that guy even become was a mandatory number 2 in the top 5 in the world? That's crazy, man.
Oh, Roy had a bunch of those, man. But it was real quiet, man, because he got caught for steroid after that. What you say that guy's name was? That policeman?
I forgot his name. I had to go to Box Rec and look at it. But I know we talking about the same person because I met the dude. He approached me at the press conference, and then I didn't even know who he was, and somebody told me who he was. He said, "Yeah, that's the guy." I said, "Okay, yeah, I remember you fought Roy." I said, "How you doing, brother?"
Yeah, I hear that, man. And I ain't slandering Roy nothing, but he was pinched on the steroids, and nobody don't say nothing about that. Nobody don't say, you know, with the PED stuff. They didn't say nothing. Bad connection.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Some guy. Hey, I got a guy from Nigeria keep calling me, reaching out to me, and whenever he called like that on Facebook,
it knocked you off.
Yeah, but it's a guy, a young guy, and his mother reached out to him. They sent me all the pictures of them boxing, and I got a guy that I'm gonna probably try to send him some equipment and stuff over there. The guy just talking about, "Oh, please help me, man. We need help. I want to come. Can I come live with you and box in America and this and that?" I'm like, "Man, wait a minute. Oh, slow down, bro." yeah.
That's funny. People ask you to come live with you, and like you ain't even a real person. Like you gonna have somebody around your wife and kids.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's a young man, but his mother reached out to him, and they from Nigeria, man. You know, and I understand what they're going through, but I addressed that right. What you just said, I said, well, listen, I got family, this business, that this something that I can't get, but I like to not only help you, but I like to help boxing in that area. I say, who do I need to talk to? Who's in control of the amateur boxing or pro boxing over there? So yeah, and this guy, and he keep calling. He keep calling me though, and he keep reaching out. He can call me about 4 times this morning. I don't even know what time it is over. He's in Nigeria.
Ain't no telling. He got up early just to call you.
yeah, man. But he sent me a lot of pictures and videos of him boxing. And I felt real bad, man, because I know it's rough over there, man.
Say, Red, let me ask you something. One of my favorites of your generation was, you mentioned him earlier, Gerald McCullough, and was there ever talks about you and him fighting or what?
Oh, me and him we was at the business table a few times to fight, but it never happened. I got a picture of me and the great Emmanuel Stewart and my one of my guys. I don't know if you know Oscar Skip Davis, but he's like a photographer, trainer. He's a former boxer back in the day too. But me and him was in Vegas, and we ran into Emmanuel Stewart. And Emmanuel Stewart told me this. Looked me in my eyes, and he said, "Listen, that fight with you and Gerald McCullough, that fight wasn't gonna never happen." He said, "Your style wasn't good for my guy." He said that would never happen. That's what the late Emmanuel Stewart told me. Yeah.
He was protecting his guy. That's a real trainer. Unless they force.
Yeah.
That
Emmanuel Stewart. He was good, man. No. I never sparred with him. As a matter of fact, I've been talking to his sister because she be needing help, and people Ring 10 be helping her. They send her a check every year. I mean, every month.
Lisa, right?
That's right. Lisa McCullough, that's her, right.
Man, I seen the thing where because they did a documentary about G-Man, and when that old guy he had for a corner, man, whoever the hell that guy was, that terrible so-called coach, when they did that documentary, he's the one who went and told about dogs and shit. And she said every time somebody want to do a fundraiser for Gerald, for G-Man, Peter and everybody, they sent, them animal rights, and they put the pressure on people to not help them. I'm like, that's a cold world, man.
Settle now.
Yeah. You had to block that. But she said that she was talking to was it Nate Campbell? Somebody. She was on a podcast, and she said every time she set up a fundraiser for G-Man, Peter and the animal rights advocates come and put the pressure on people to shut it down. And I say, man, the shape that Gerald's in, you know, I don't understand people like that, man, that you know, folk ain't like what, you know, folk make mistakes. But damn, 10, 20 years later, I'm not that person, you know? So, and then Gerald's, in G-Man's situation, he was changed that night in England. So, I mean, that's almost heartless, bro. That's the same cruelty they talking about with the dogs. That's the same thing they doing to a human being, man. That's the same thing they doing to a human being. I don't understand it.
Hey, let me give you some inside stuff on that. First of all, one of my cousins was at that fight. He was in the dressing room. Don King and Gerald McCullough they was always into it about a woman. Gerald McCullough started messing with some woman, Don King. Don King went in his dressing room, and Gerald McCullough said, "Man, get the fuck out of my dress." You know, excuse my French. Get the, you know, out my dress. They got into it. But what happened? One of them guys that was with Don King, then his mouthpiece came up missing. They did something to him, and I talked to his sister about that. They put something on his mouthpiece, man. They messed that man up. They put something on his mouthpiece.
Wait a minute, man. This is the first I ever heard of this, man. I'm a big G-Man fan.
No. Don King them did something to that man, bro. Let me tell you something. What? Hey, man, that dude, Gerald McCullough, was good, and then all of a sudden he just, come on, man, he started breaking it.
Yeah, he changed during that fight.
And Gerald McCullough,
I figured it was from the rabbit punches, you know.
No. Listen to me. Gerald McCullough was a good fighter, and he was a slugger puncher, and he could box a little bit. Think about it. Yeah, it ain't like what you call was hitting him like that. I mean, he was the guy that did most of the beating up. You know, I mean, I can't say I wouldn't win him in sparring or saw him sparring stuff, but you go back and watch that fight, man. All of a sudden,
G-Man got dead that ass around the horn.
Yeah.
He knocked him through the ropes and everything.
Hey, now what I just told you, if you go back and look at that fight, it's going to make all the sense to you. You're going to be like, yeah, man, how can this man go from fighting the way he was and just go down like that, blinking his eye like something was wrong with him? They put something, they gave him something.
Boy, that's insane, man.
Yeah,
it's a dirty game, bro.
And you know what? Now, this came from a legitimate person who was there. And when they told me that, I went back and watched that fight. And you know what? It made all the sense to me in the world when he told me that. Now, I wasn't there. I didn't see this with my own eyes. But come on, man. You know, when you do a investigation, you know, investigation is based on common sense. And when you use common sense and you look at that and you think about it, yeah, man, something ain't right with this, man. Hey, they messed that man up. They put something in his mouthpiece, and Don King did that.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something though. Watching that fight, right? And I heard what I heard about it was, man, that guy when G-Man got away from Manny Stewart and them, that guy he had helping him in the corner, I think was from his amateur days or something. From what I could tell, he didn't know shit about what he was doing. But they say Gerald had to wrap his own hands and shit for that fight. Like he was really in England by himself, man. He was really in England by himself.
That's true. That's true what you just said. That's true. That's true.
And let me say this. Even back then, I was a young guy back then, right? And so I know that something was wrong with him. And I'm watching on TV, and I'm sitting there telling myself, I said, man, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Yeah. And I never forget, you remember old, he's gone now, but old Freddie Pacheco used to call him fights. The fight doctor. Yeah. All these guys.
Yeah, I know him real well. I knew him real well, yes.
Okay. He missed the boat on that one because I'm sitting there going, man, something wrong with this dude. And he's never acknowledging the blinking. You know, G-Man couldn't keep the mouthpiece in his mouth. Like he was having a brain problem. Yeah.
Think about that.
And
Think about what you just said. He couldn't keep the mouthpiece in. Think about what you just said. He couldn't keep the mouthpiece
he
in.
couldn't at all.
It was something on the mouthpiece.
So,
Yeah,
so when he finally took that knee late in that fight, and I could see he was he was in distress. Ferdy Pacheco said go watch the broadcast. He said, "Oh, Gerald done took a knee. Oh, he's quick. It was too much for him or whatever. Like old Ben had done whooped on him. Now Ben started whooping on him after he was becoming incapacitated, you know. And I said, man, y'all couldn't see this dude was having neurological issues. His corner damn sure couldn't do it because they don't belong there. And they didn't see the man under stress, you know. But, man, that was a horrible night for boxing, bro. Horrible night for boxing, man.
Hey, let me say this, what you just said about, you say, was putting it on him. If you go back and watch that fight, he wasn't really hitting that man to the point of where he was like, you see what I'm saying?
That's what I mean. Yeah, he started landing the shots late. When Gerald couldn't defend himself, that's when he started doing it.
Absolutely, but even still, I mean, because everybody's body's different. I'm not Gerald McCullum, but them wasn't no devastating shots the way Gerald McCullum was hitting him. That's what I'm saying.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
100%. I agree with you. Yeah, he got that. So Don King won that fight for Ben. Damn, that's a cold world, man.
Hey, let me say this here, man. And I say Don King, I trust and I know the person who was in the dressing room when that happened, and I speak like that about Don King because I know what I've experienced with Don King. Same thing, take him to court. Same thing that he did to Tim Witherspoon, he did to me. And when I fought in Argentina, he sent me a check, and I called him just like Tim Witherspoon. Hey man, wait a minute, this money ain't right. No, this and that. Yeah, he took all my yeah. That's Don King. So. Hey man, it's a no-brainer for me. I know Don King did that. When I heard that story, I already know because I know how he operates.
Devil.
Yeah.
Devil.
And that guy and think about it, man. That guy just turned. Yeah, that's what I tell people all the time. Don King is the devil. Let me tell you something. Don King just turned 88 years old, man. He's still getting around. 88 years old, man. But think about, man, when this guy move on. What all the stuff he done to people? Just think, you know. Can you imagine where he's going?
He try to keep every year he can keep on Earth, huh? It ain't gonna go right.
Well, this is the closest he gonna get to heaven is here on Earth, because when he go, you know where he going? He ain't going up there. He going down, bro. The dude done did too much dirty stuff to people, man. It's just bad, man.
Yeah, I'm a big McClellan fan, man. And you know, my hero is Tommy Hearn. So he was just the next crunk guy, you know, and he used his height, he had a right hand, you know, I just was a big fan. But
you know when I gained a lot of respect for Gerald McCullough, when he fought Julian Jackson, who was a great fighter, knockout artist, and he stopped him twice. Last time I talked to Lisa on the phone, his sister, the one to take care of him, I could hear Gerald in the background talking. I said, "That's Gerald talking like that?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "He have good days in the back." I said, "Man, he sounded real good." And then she started talking to him about, "Well, Gerald, I'm talking to Reggie Johnson. Do you remember Reggie Johnson?" I said, "He should remember me because me and him was gonna fight. We was at the business table to fight twice." And then he was kind of like, "Yeah, Reggie, I don't know that." And then I say, "Well, tell him I fought who I fought. Tell him I fought Roy Jones, but tell him I fought Lamar Parks and this and that." And then she said, "Well, yeah, he fought such and such. He fought Lamar Parks." And then I heard Gerald say, "Lamar Parks, he fought Lamar Parks." And then Gerald say, "Did he win?" And I told her, I said, "Yeah, I beat Lamar Parks. That was my first." And I hear Jerry McCullum say, "Oh, wait a minute. If he beat Lamar Parks, and he was good. He was good. But I heard Jerry talking in the background like that,
Right,
man.
right.
And
That G-Man,
yeah,
bro, I try to keep up. Like, I'm friends with her on social media, too. I need to try to get her on the show just to talk about G-Man, bro. And because a lot of these young boys now, it done got to the next generation or two, and them boys don't know, man. They don't know. I seen the Ring Mag. You remember when Ring Magazine used to be worth a shit? You could trust the rankings and shit.
yeah, yeah.
I seen one that I seen when you was ranked on in the whole top 10, bro. It was killers. The whole top 10, bro. I knew everybody on there.
You talking about where it had Jerry McCullum picture on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I just put that on there not too long ago. Yeah.
Okay. I looked at it. I said, man, this was a hell of. But you know what? Them 90s, man. Them 90s, bro. It was competitive, man. They had great fighters, man. When you fought, G-Man fought Tony, Nunn, all them guys, man.
Roy Jones, Roy Jones, everybody. Yeah.
Everybody.
Jerry McCullum,
everybody.
Mike McCullum. Who else? Everybody, man. Yeah. Hey, but think about it. The 90s was the last great era, but it just wasn't the middleweights. It was in just about all the weight classes that had was like that. All weight classes was competitive. It's not like that now. You got all the weight classes. Yeah. Well, in this day and time, one or two guys in the weight class.
It's the greatest heavyweight class since Ali and them in them 90s.
Oh, man. Absolutely. Yeah, that's right. Think about that. Yeah. And think about the light heavyweights.
Killers. It was all killers, man. I tell you what, in the 90s, it seemed like, and I know everybody look back and think of it with nostalgia. Everybody think they era was the best. But no, I'm not making it up. In the 90s, man, the second tier fighters would be world champions today, man. They would be running everything.
I tell that same story all the time. What you just said, the guy like the guys that like I fought Lamar Parks and those type of guys, they would be champion of the world today.
Absolutely. Think about this. Yeah. In the 90s, the heavyweights, right? Ray Mercer, Tommy Morris, all those guys who were, the guys, but they were competitive. Can you imagine them boys boxing today? They'll be walking through these boys, man. And they like to pretend like 6'2", 6'3" ain't big enough. Boy, you out your mind. Joe Louis was 6'2".
If Ray Mercer and some of them guys you just mentioned was fighting today, there wouldn't be no Deontay Wilder.
Zero. And listen, I respect Wilder and all them boys, man. They doing what they supposed to do. He got 40-something fights. I thought he lost the Fury fight, but it's a draw.
Right.
But man, a mean punching guy who can eat a punch like a Ray Mercer right now.
Yeah.
Forget about it, man. Forget about it.
You see what Ray Mercer did to Larry Holmes? You saw that fight he gave Larry Holmes. Ray Mercer was a tough dude.
Them boys is bad. And it's a laundry list. It's a laundry list in the 90s of the contenders. Let's say contenders.
Oh yeah.
A laundry list of boys world champions right now, man.
But let me tell you something, man. Tommy Morrison, man, think about all them guys that Holyfield and them fought. Man, think about if Riddick Bowe was fighting today. Come on, man. Riddick Bowe kill them guys. And Riddick Bowe could have fought in any era and been good because he's probably like the best inside fighter for a heavyweight. Yeah, he's skilled in heavyweight, especially.
I told my fighters, right? I tell my fighters because, I train from the inside, the outside, wherever we at in the ring. You got to be able to defend yourself. And I say, man, you hear these people talk about long guys don't want to fight on the inside. I say, no, they don't know what they're talking about. I said, I give you one name, Riddick Bowe. Now go look it up. Since you're looking shit up, since you're using that YouTube, go YouTube Big Daddy Bowe, and you'll see a 6'5" man that'll kick your ass in the inside, the outside, wherever you want to be. You know that Riddick Bowe, bro. That Riddick Bowe was special. I remember. I think Eddie Futch is about the mountaintop, right? As far as trainers, he's about the you know the best thing going. After him, I got Man and all them guys. But Eddie Futch said, I seen a quote. Eddie Futch said, Riddick Bowe has the ability to be the greatest heavyweight ever boxed. He said,
he did. I remember he said that. He said,
let's see how it play out. Let's see how it play out. But I ain't never. And Eddie Futch is the guy who beat Ali 3 times out of his 4 losses. How many losses Ali had? 4 or 5.
No, Ali had 5. Yeah.
And I believe Eddie Futch beat him 3 of the 5. So
I think
he know what
Joe Frazier and Ken Norton, right?
Yep, Joe Frazier, Ken Norton, and that
that's right.
And that guy who Tyson had walked through. Oh man, he passed away now. Jamaican guy. What's his name? Damn.
Oh, Trevor Burbick. Trevor Burbick.
Wasn't it Trevor Burbick? Trevor Burbick.
Yeah, Trevor Burbick. Yeah.
We ain't gonna count that one because Ali was older, but he beat him with them boys early, man. His first losses.
Okay, so go ahead.
I got you, babe. I know if it go out like that, I'm gonna just wait for you to hang up on old boy.
No. This thing just slid up behind. I gotta set this thing up a little. Okay. Yeah. You're right, man.
Eddie Futch said Riddick Bowe was the most talented heavyweight he ever seen. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I understand exactly what he's saying. Because when Riddick Bowe was on his note, man, he was hard to beat. And he only lost to
he only lost 1 fight.
And
I was at that fight.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that's when the fan man came in. I was there. Yeah.
Boy, Riddick Bowe was involved in all the craziest fights I ever seen in my life, man.
Let me tell you something, man. Riddick Bowe, I agree with you, what you said 100%. But the one thing Riddick Bowe was a little, he a good guy, man. Funny guy, good guy. I communicate with him. But Riddick Bowe, man, he had the same problem that I'm trying to think of somebody like, man, when you losing 30, 40, 50 pounds in between fights, man, that catch up with you real quick, man. He wasn't disciplined. He lacked in that discipline thing, man. It's just like the heavyweight champion now who just beat Anthony Joshua. Yeah. I think they got him a strength coach. I think they got to stay on this guy Ruiz if he stay in shape, man. Cause that dude is challenging too. Hey, guess who trained him? Guess who trained him?
Who's that?
My chief trainer, the late Manuel Chacho Robles' son, trained him. The guy with the beard, that's my chief trainer's son.
I never made that. I didn't make that connection. Connection. God damn.
Yeah, that's Chacho. That's Chacho's son training, Manuel Robles. That's his trainer with the beard. Yeah, that's Chacho's son. Yeah,
I didn't realize that. I didn't make that connection.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that, man. Yeah. And Chacho, let me tell you, Chacho was a great trainer. He's with the people I signed with, and I end up, when I moved on from him, he stayed with me because me and him had that connection. And his son had some pro fights too, the one that's training Ruiz. And then he passed all that stuff down to his son, training, wrapping hands and all that stuff. And look at his son, what he's doing. His son didn't even been on traveled with the U.S. boxing team and all that. He done trained he trained a whole bunch of fighters right now.
Very educated. Very educated.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's real good with the training, man. Yeah.
Well, I tell you, man, listening to AJ in the media, and he talking about a lucky punch. I see, well, that was a lucky ass whooping because he ain't just hit you once. He kicked that ass, man, the whole time. I hope he don't believe that. I hope he don't believe it was a lucky punch.
Hey, check this out. When you look at that dude Ruiz, most guys look at him, oh man, I gotta. Even though they look at his record and see that he didn't fought to beat, you look at that guy body and the way he looked. And I know another guy like that, Deion Burgess, used to be with us. We had the same manager. He's from Cleveland, went to school with Don King kids, and he was like that. He sparred with Tyson, all these fighters. And you look at him, you like, oh man, let me get in and spar this dude, man. But he was so fast and he could box. And Ruiz is deceitful. You look at him, you be like, oh man. But that dude can fight. He can. They got a video out there with him sparring with Evander Holyfield.
I seen it. I seen it.
You saw that?
They talked to Evander, and he said, everybody. Now, Reg, I didn't know who Ruiz was. I missed the boat. So everybody talking about they know who he is now. I don't know if that's true, but I seen where like they talked to Freddie Roach and even Mayweather. What's Mayweather? Lil Floyd's uncle, not Roger, the other.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about. He used to fight too. Yeah, the one be doing the video stuff. Yeah.
And they talked to all the boys, and all them boys said, you know, they picked AJ like most people, but they all said, but Andy Ruiz could win that fight. If you don't know who that is, that dude could win that fight. And I'll be damned if he ain't whooping. I'll be damned if he ain't whooping me. So now I was able to go back and look, and I said, "Ooh, man, that dude know exactly what he doing." And so if the big muscle dude think if he better not underestimate him this time, and I hope Andy Ruiz is in the gym and not going to the gym because that big boy is gonna come punch him because he ain't got nothing else to do. He just gonna be or pecking and moving, trying to steal a decision. And so Andy got to be in shape to cut that distance, man, and go get him. But I'm gonna be honest with you, flat out, Andy Ruiz is just a better fighter than Andy Johnson.
Absolutely.
That's just fact.
And you know what? And I agree with you. And you know what? He's gonna be an even better fighter now because now he's heavyweight champion. Hey man, listen, he's on a whole different level. You know, when you get to a certain level, you win big fights or something like that, the heavyweight champion of the world, man, your mindset is different. And I've been watching him because they've been training him. I go to Manual, and he got strength coaches. He's leaning out now. He's gonna be even better this time. He's gonna be even better this time. And
Reggie, there was no. When I was watching, we fought that night. I had two on the show. Quentin fought that night, and my welterweight Robert Reggie. You know what I'm talking about, the Houston Hitman. We got knocked out.
Yeah, I know Robert.
Yeah.
I know Robert. Yeah.
I've been training them the last 2 years. So we so we had both guys on that local show, and they was watching Joshua and them in the warm-up room. And so I got to look a little bit, and I said, man, this boy putting on the clinic, man, and watching him come to the ring, Reggie. I seen no signs of intimidation.
Fear?
No
fear. Yeah.
None. Because not that he should be, but you know, like I know, you know, that's Madison Square. That's the whole world watching. That's
right.
And bruh, he took it on the chin like it was nothing. Like he was in there smiling. Like, you know what he remind me of? You remember when they put Evander in there with Tyson, and everybody thought Evander was over, and because he was older and all that, and he came to the ring just singing his church music and like I belong here. I don't know what y'all talking about. I belong here, and that's what Andy looked like. Andy looked like, I said. Now everybody knows in hindsight, AJ didn't want to be there. You can see it on his face and everything. But Andy Ruiz knew I'm winning tonight. And when you see that on the fighter's face, man, it's hard to beat
Hey,
that.
hey, check this out. Now, now you just said it yourself when you saw Anthony Joshua, because I just had this conversation with another interview I did with a radio guy. When you see Anthony Joshua, you say he looked like he didn't want to be there, right? He looked stiff, didn't he?
1,000%.
Okay, now why do you think he was like that? Why come you, even though we thinking in retrospect, but why do you think he felt that way and he the heavyweight champion of the world? I'm gonna tell you why. Now go ahead. I want to see if you get it. Go ahead.
All right. I think the pressure on him to perform for the first time out of his comfort zone over there in England, because he filled that soccer stadium up. I think he coming to America, and then the whole thing with the juice, that boy fell in the juice thing, and then they putting Andy Ruiz up there. He don't feel he was prepared for that dude, and he must have knew who he was, and said, I just don't want to be here, because this is why I knew, and you tell me why, but this is why I knew. When Joshua got in that ring, besides the look on his face, he went right to his corner. If you go look back, he went right to his corner post and hid and let all his people be in front of him, right? And another thing, I think he wanted to throw up, man, because why he couldn't keep that mouthpiece in his mouth? Through the whole introduction, they was talking and he just chewing on his mouth. That's nerves, man. I'm like, this dude here,
Okay.
he got the butterflies and everything. But go ahead.
Let me tell you something. No. You on point. You on it, because I shared this with the guy, and they say, man, you know what? I didn't even really think about it like that. Listen, man.
I did.
This is why I tell you, when you breed a fighter, like say for instance, I use myself as a example. If I'm growing up as started boxing at 12, I started fighting in Houston, started going around to little surrounding areas in Houston. Then I started going to different cities. Then I started going to different states. Then I get on the 16 on the U.S. team. I started going to different countries. I'm used to fighting all over. See, if you're fighting in front of your hometown with 120,000 people, you get caught up into that, everybody. But then when you go somewhere, ain't nobody screaming your name or hollering for you. You hearing boos. It freaks you out. And see, that's what happened. You're right. That's what happened to him. That's exactly what happened to him. He froze. He froze up. He froze up.
I was telling Quentin about going to take this fight, right? I said, we got to take the fight. We trying to get X amount of fights right quick, because you know our story. You know his age. You know what he's accomplished, and we trying to build up some, the record. But I said, son, don't drink shit. You ain't gonna get out the container. I said, don't eat shit. Don't. I said, man, listen. The only way I can be there with you is mentally, and you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna check everything. I'm going, listen, man. I'm gonna go over there and while they rapping the other guy, I'm gonna go. We've been doing this, but I don't. And it ain't paranoid. It's just I treat it like that on purpose, because I see the signs, Reggie. I see the signs, bro. When I see the signs, perfect example. I was watching on the tube the night Riddick Bowe fought what's the Polish kid, man, that cheated hit him below both fights?
Andrew Galata.
So we looking at the fight, right? And I think it was like in the second round, man. Galata caught him on one high on the temple. And he changed Riddick Bowe that night, man. And soon he got up. I told my partners we watching the fight, I said they need to stop this fight. Let on, right? I said the champ is walking on his heels. He has no balance, no
legs,
no reaction time. I said, what the fuck are they doing, man? And I was a Bowe fan, so I was getting hot. And then directly, I'm gonna call you back because I say we got 23 seconds, so we'll do it again.
Okay.
I say, And so when they put him on the mic, he was talking through his nose and shit, Reggie. I said, man, he got brain damage that night, man, watching that fight. And nobody seen it. Nobody.